plug nonsense? Is that what you
Get.
disappears with all my sin. My faith in God, He welcomes you with open arms. Amazing grace shining down. Rainy dreams, dancing clowns, and all my memories. Now we say our goodbye. Hold me close, don't you cry. Keep the faith as I die. This is my
One here.
last goodbye.
For a free party gift, we get you a tripod.
Last goodbye. Last goodbye. Tribulations of my life. I see my faults and reasons why. I come to you with all my pride. The glory of life has passed me by, but I can see the light. Last goodbye. Last goodbye. Last breath of life.
All right, here we go.
Oh, which one am I on? Turn this off or turn this on? Turn that off?
Yep.
Is that it? Do I put this one back on?
So
I'm
we're
good?
supposed to
Okay.
shut up now?
How many times have you done this now?
I can never remember. You can ask him. I'm an idiot when it comes
It
to
must be a,
everything.
it must be a blonde
Yes, it is totally a blonde thing. Too much. Episode 105, Stl Roar, mycityMymusic.com, Soldier by Blood, all the goodies. We got Conquest in the house.
thing.
Yeah!
Yeah!
So here we go. There we go.
Auto in the court. Auto in the court.
The best audience, the cheapest audience. We don't have to pay them, don't have to feed them. They just like to hear music, huh?
I thought for sure I was getting paid.
And Rob Boyer from Conquest is here. Woo! I know, you're so sick of me saying that, right? But I haven't said it in a long time.
It's, well,
Yeah, I know.
he hasn't been in the house in a long time.
I know, I understand. And we also have Steve Hall and his girl Diane back there hiding in the shadows.
Put a camera on. There they are
Steve gonna
back
make
there.
the announcement tonight on the air?
Steve's making an announcement on the air.
Make the announcement tonight?
That's what we heard.
What's the announcement?
What's the announcement? He likes beer.
What? He likes beer.
They're nuptials.
Their
I haven't seen him
nuptials?
without I haven't seen Steve without in a picture without a beer in years.
Say
Well,
what?
no, because he replaced it with Diane. There's always kissing, you know. Oh, that kissing. Ah,
It's the it's a kiss cam.
It's always a kiss
It's a
cam.
kiss
Look at
cam.
that. So now you got to come up to the table.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Get your little chairs. Come on. You're not in detention anymore. So we've got Mike, and we've got Lee, and we've got Rob, and we've got Derek.
What's up, everybody?
Yes. All you guys. I can't believe the whole flipping band is here.
We are all at one time.
All at one time.
It's easier that way.
It is.
Much.
I know. As long
So,
as-
for
It is.
interviews, anyway. So,
I know.
so let's talk about the new song.
So let's talk about the new song that we just heard from that band Conquest.
Yes. So that's
Last Goodbye.
right.
And
Last
tell
Goodbye.
us the story, even though I love the song and I've heard it. So you
Well,
tell
I
the
appreciate
story.
that.
It's freaking awesome.
It's a song written about my passing of my father, basically his take on the departure of life, and it was something different for us, obviously, because as you know, we're a hard rock heavy metal band, and that's kind of not that, but at the same time, it's just what came out. And then when we start putting it together, and everybody put their 2 cents in on it, it kind of just evolved into that mundane kind of make you want to cry thing, you know. So there you go.
Well, just because you're hard metal heavy doesn't mean you don't have a heart and soul.
100%.
I mean, you know, so.
Notice I've only got 2 cents on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Already a diva. Already, really?
Already.
You can't out diva him.
He's already been diva.
You cannot out diva Derek.
No,
No,
but-
way.
Song is
No way.
amazing.
It is.
I
It
have
is.
full faith in you.
Yeah.
Then you're fired.
It's you know, for doing it, like when we did the leads, Mike and I, you go to do it and you go to play something and it's like, oh, it's too much. It required some laid back and some very it it's hard to do because of patience. When you're a lead guitar player, and they'll tell you, I mean, you want to go, you want to do stuff, and it really screamed simplicity and a little bit of keeping the emotional content on the down low a little bit.
Right. I know it's hard for you
My bass
because,
playing was brilliant. I kept it all together.
as always. And then you've always got your backup, your prodigy.
Yeah, what bass? What bass?
What? Yeah, no, I'll be Newsteaded on this
He's
new
always
album,
saying
by the
that.
way.
Always Newstead.
That's okay. He always has his cheese grater with him.
That's true.
Funny. That's funny.
Or you could always your backup, your legacy. You know.
Back in adult films?
Yeah.
Right, you go
that's
back
what
into
I'm
adult
talking about.
filmmaking. Yeah, that they still do that,
Well, I was a midget wrestler, but I got fired because I had a growth spurt.
Oh, don't you hate it when that happens?
I know, so-
Dang it. Dang it.
So you went from midget wrestling into adult porn.
now he's-
That lasted a whole week.
Sir, adult actor. Take my art serious.
Oh, okay,
right.
of course,
And
right?
$20 is $20, right?
Right, that's right. That he had to pay.
Right.
He didn't mind. He didn't mind paying the $20. It was worth it. Best sex he had in his whole life.
I'm sure. I'm
All
sure.
5 minutes of it.
It was the whole
Not
time.
gay at all.
Oh,
Not
no.
gay at all.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Well, that's awesome. That's
Anyway,
very
how
cool.
do we get from that song to that?
I don't know.
Well, usually when we start out these interviews, like when we're like with KGF Rocks and all them, usually
Right.
start out, they want to ask questions. And I usually say, why don't we just start talking about vagina? Because that's what makes the world go around anyway.
And money.
Right, and money.
Because,
And
you
then-
know,
and
we're
then-
supposed to
and that
have
brings
all-
everything right to a spearhead. you know?
Vagina. You know what he really wanted to say was pussy, but he won't say it because he is.
Yeah, no, because
Are there
What?
guidelines, but-
right now, Vet's going, yeah, sure, Rob, yeah, sure.
Whatever. She's.
Are
I
there,
can.
are there things I can and cannot say?
I-
Because
there-
I'm pretty sure I'll.
There are
I'll blow it
no.
all.
There are
already
no
said it.
censors. No
Really?
censors. Yes, really. You can say whatever you want. Go ahead.
That kind of takes the fun out of it.
Oh well, gee, I'm so
I'm
sorry.
just kidding. Anyway, I'll shut up.
You will not.
I got half of a
Half of a 4%.
non-carbonated vagina beer.
Vagina beer.
Vagina beer. There you go.
That's vagina beer.
My beer.
Yeah.
It's a vagina beer.
Not-
But I
yeah.
can actually check this in Untapped because I haven't had this yet. So
No
There you
calories
go.
though, man. No calories,
No
right?
calories. That's right. Exactly.
Super crisp.
Yeah. Super. No gluten. No wheat.
was
No
that cereal?
no
Super
alcohol. No anything. That's what you
Super
need.
crisp.
Oh, and like a little, it was like a little, like a teddy bear on the front.
Super crisp.
Yeah.
Sure. That's what we need. So.
Yeah, it's like this is going well. This
No.
interview's going
That's a
well.
sucky beer.
Well, I mean, it's not real beer.
It's near beer. It's
it's
almost
beer
near
like.
beer.
But-
It's
near
almost
beer.
near beer.
It
But
will
it's
suffice.
crisp. It's crisp.
Super crisp.
Super
I mean, I'm
crisp.
used to drinking battery acid. It was cold enough. But
Well,
this,
there you go.
you know, I like craft beer. I like zero carbs.
I know.
Super heavy.
Zero carbs.
You drink all that ass beer.
Every bit
Oh,
of it.
God.
Every bit of it.
Oh, he
I
does,
mean,
man.
Every bit of it.
Gross shit.
Hey, I'm
I
going.
love it.
Smells
when
like
I-
ass. Tastes like ass.
Oh my God.
It's wonderful.
I know,
Looks
right
like
out
they
of, right
dug it
the
out of a
tap.
sewer or
I know,
something.
It's nasty.
delicious.
Is there
Gross.
chunks in it too?
Some of it.
Looks like oil.
Some of it's got chunks in it.
Beer with chunks in it.
Yeah,
That's
hell
what he
yeah.
likes.
Chunks of meat.
The chunkier the better, right?
Hey,
I mean,
can I tell him? Oh, so we're in the DR, right?
Yeah.
And him and I are on vacation.
Oh,
And
Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
I had to put that
take
together
it
for
a second.
Right, right.
And we're on vacation, and we're at the doctor's. That's right. And
He's at the.
we're hanging out with a couple of our
The
friends
OB.
that happen to be slightly to the gay side of life, you know. And not
Gay
that there's
side.
anything wrong with it, but anyway, Rob
$20
kept
is
asking.
$20.
Rob kept asking the guy for a drink of his cocktail to sample it, and I kept telling
It
him
was
about it.
wine, and I'm not a big wine drinker. So Clinton is drinking this fucking wine, and I'm like, hey man, can I have a sip of that? So it's a big deal, you know?
So I leaned over and I said, "Hey Rob, I guess you know you
That's
just
how it
suck some
starts.
dick, don't you?"
Right. That's how it
Well,
starts.
yeah, it tastes like a good Moscato.
That's good stuff.
That's how it starts when you share wine.
That's right, especially
know?
with gay guys.
Hey,
Always.
but these guys were a blast, though.
They were fun.
They were
They were
great.
funny.
That's
I mean, they were cool.
Oh no, not that there's anything wrong with it, but you know
Nothing
that's
wrong with that at all. And I'm
that's-
sure Yvette's totally fine with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's a trooper.
She is a trooper. And
she don't
got-
mind.
And she's got a great rack too.
Yes, she does.
Yes, she
That is
does.
true.
Yes.
Yes,
So
she does.
we're gonna do this just for Yvette.
Hey, we're applauding
She
now.
puts up with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
All I
Yeah.
can say is, thank you, Vet, for always wearing her bra.
There you go.
Because her little girls are just as firm and nice and round as the
And she's like now, she's going, do we have to talk
We
about
have
my
to talk
fucking
about
boobs?
that. I know. Yeah.
the same shit I used to talk about on my radio show. She's immune to it.
She's all good, but they're great. Yes, I'm jealous. Extremely jealous. And of course, the other women,
Of course.
Kelly and Victoria.
The other
Sure.
band wives.
And Deborah. Woo, 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 woo. I'm surprised you don't have Deborah. She's so tiny. I mean, should she fit your pocket? I mean, you know, you guys are inseparable.
Yeah, she's right there. You didn't see her?
I knew it. I knew it.
We can get her
I
just
know
jump
it.
right on out there.
I can't believe it. You left her in the car, didn't you? Did you crack the window?
Never do.
We cracked the window. I told Vicky not to come in unless she just had to go to the bathroom. No, just kidding.
She's at home taking care of the garden.
Awesome. Very cool. That's awesome. All right, so what is up with Conquest? Where are you guys going next? How many more songs have you got in the can?
if we don't change our ways.
Next album, all that good stuff.
So a lot going on, a lot behind the scenes. Obviously, we're kind of waiting this year out a little bit as far as shows and all that. There'll be a couple more, working on a few right now in this area, but really we're working on the record. That's
Right.
the main deal right now. Probably we recorded 18 songs. We'll pop a couple more still. We're going to release a full-length record come the first part of the year. Prior to that, there'll be a couple singles that'll come out as Last Goodbye did. Again, that was truly more done. I did that in honor of my father. So the next splash of things that come out will be done in a little bit different format. A little bit more push behind and that kind of thing. So in a couple months, there'll be one that'll come out. That'll be a cover tune. Basically, we covered a track. You know how we always do our own take on something. So we did that. That'll come out in a couple months, and we'll have probably one more that'll come out as a single, and then a record will come out at the beginning, first of the year sometime, and hopefully a bunch of gigs and a bunch of fun, and the world's still here, and you know, and
If the world doesn't.
right.
If the world-
If we shouldn't make.
Hasn't.
next
I lived this long. It hasn't ended. It's
because
not, yeah,
so we
Jesus.
haven't titled the record yet, because if by time the record comes out it really goes to hell, we'll have to title The World's Gone to Hell Part 2.
Right. Or no, it really did happen.
Yeah,
Or
it's
not, it's
finally
not part
happened,
two. It
right,
really did
right.
happen.
It's landed. So anyway, that's kind of what we're and recording this time was kind of it's always fun.
Where do you guys record at?
So I have a studio, and our engineer has a mixing studio. So I have a studio basically where we do all the tracking of everything, put everything together, and then we go there for mixing and what have you from that point on. But no, smooth as could be. We did a great job. Lee did come in, filled Tim's shoes, and that's not the easiest task in the world
No,
to
it
do.
isn't. No,
and
it
and he
isn't.
did a superb job, and so that all came, like a better way, and then let's stick with the girl analogy. We've been tagging the same girl for 35 years, and then all of a sudden, here comes Lee, and then,
New girl.
he's got new boobs, so it's like,
There you
yes!
go. That's awesome.
So, that's kind of,
Is that how you beat him?
At least I'm not the new guy no more.
you're not the new guy, Rob.
There's the new
See
guy.
it. So,
So-
how's this album gonna be different? You gotta make
What?
this one a little different,
Sure.
little, bigger, brighter, better, whatever. Just how's it gonna be different? You gonna use some guest musicians, or, your songs? Don't make a face. Just throwing that out there.
No, just no guest musicians.
No guest?
So there's definitely a variant. So if you ever took the time to listen to the last 5 records that we put out, you
did.
definitely hear an evolution of what's going on.
Well, and I've said this before. You guys, you've been around for how long has Conquest been around?
I mean, legit.
Since you started it, how
Well,
long? It's been around for how many years? It's one of the longest lasting bands in
Let's
St.
just
Louis.
go as far as like from recording music and doing things, somewhere from the 80s.
Dance around that.
Yeah, let's dance around this pretty good.
80s.
Let's watch him sweat a little bit on this one.
Right.
No, at this stage, used to be, you're right. Used to be, I'd go like, don't say how old we are. Just fucking keep
You
it
don't
down
have
low.
to say how old
Who
you
gives
are.
a? I don't give a.
How long
I
has the
don't care.
band? It's
I
been
don't
over
care.
20,
Oh yeah.
30.
I mean,
Would you say 40?
so
Would you go 40?
So
No.
Mike's been in the band since 1995.
Okay.
So we can do the math there, right?
Was it in 83?
Rob was in the band in '83 with me. Then he left and came back, so there's been a lot of. But what I consider the real starting point, where we actually, weren't just playing in some corner bars and that type of thing.
I had to leave to score vagina because heavy metal's just a sausage fest.
So
Yeah, no, you had to fall off the stage. That's how you scored your vagina. That's true. Yes, it is.
All right, sorry.
So
Yes,
that's all
anyway,
right.
so,
So
yes.
anyway, 35, 40 years we've been doing this and making music. So the new record, that evolution of that has totally come full circle for me.
Jason Peter of the Kiss interviews. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. You suck anyway. No. Yeah.
But so what I was getting at with how long you've been around is the fact that, and I've said this, every album, every I'd say project, we call
Yeah,
it a project.
sure.
Even when you change band members,
Yeah.
it's still the same core Conquest badass sound, but with a little bit of different flavor to it by what you're doing or what's going on or your new musicians. I mean, it's just it does evolve, but I don't want to say better and better, but it is better and better.
Well, no, it is better and
because
better.
it's not. I'm not going to say that this one's better than the first
It's
one because
maturing.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
I've noticed that.
it's just a great sound. You just always have a great sound, and even when you do a cover, you don't even know it's a cover until either you start singing or I hear something that's like, oh my God, I would
got
have
that
not have known
Conquest little
it
twist.
had your twist. I mean, that it is actually a cover.
Yeah.
Well,
So
the
which is
Rage
great,
was more thrash,
right?
and then from there into then we did the Under the Influence album,
Right.
and then we did World's on Hell.
Right.
That's already evolved between those two entities.
Right.
This one here, I would say we're more rock versus super hardcore metal.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
So in other
I do
words,
know.
it's like hey, here's the new shit. Stand up and bitch. You know what
Right.
I mean? But it's cool. I mean, it's
And
It's
I
really
would
cool
say
shit.
that's probably a good way of describing the left side of the record, because again we've the last record for sure, The World's Gone to Hell, we strived really hard to not repeat the same song on the record. In other words, I didn't want 10 or 12 songs of the same exact song.
Right.
We wanted a variant, right? So and putting this record again, for instance, when we do this, people don't realize it, man, but it's a team effort here.
That's good. It should be. It should be.
Most people don't understand. Most good bands that they keep going, they have things going together. It's more than just one guy calling the shots.
that's why I'm suing for writing credits.
Everybody plays into the equation. I mean, me and Mike beat a lead guitar part up, that he's doing. I mean, like right now we're doing leads on a couple of the songs, and now we've been in there, 8 hours on just one lead. You know what I mean? But because we're not just going, oh, that's good. Let's just take that and move on, right?
Right, right.
So he gets his 2 cents of what he wants it to be like, not just, oh, okay, that's good, move on.
Right.
Same thing when we do it with him. He sucks so bad. No.
I know, because
Style.
exactly.
No, but honestly,
He has a son that can play.
I know.
Wink,
right?
wink. Oh,
But Rob does bring such great melodies to the equation. So again,
Right.
that the very first time you start to do something when you're doing new music, as you put it out to be, what makes it different is when the musicians that get together still are willing to try to pull something new out of the bag,
Right.
opposed to just repeating the same thing over and over again.
yeah,
It
definitely.
happened.
Oh, it's got some bangers on it. Don't trust me, but it's got a lot of really cool, straightforward rock.
It does. It's a very diverse record.
Oriented type rock.
Well, it makes it more your own when you all do contribute.
Oh,
Put it
100%.
together. So I mean,
100%.
and the original bands that come in here, and I hear the same thing. And and when they do play, the cohesiveness and how they all play off each other and give each other shit and everything. I mean, but they all do the same thing. One guy writes, he comes in, and then they all collaborate. So it could start off one way, it ends up being something completely different
that
and
happens-
better.
that happens
or
more
whatever
times than not.
because
Sure does.
because
Sure.
it does work out better that way. Otherwise you're not just playing some guy's song. You're playing your song.
Well,
so.
and so that's it in a nutshell. So even if I come in, a lot of times I'll have the root of the whole thing. But by the time he does what he does to it, then he does what he does, and he does what he does to it, we might go, oh, that's better if we just pull that part out and move it over here. The
Right.
next thing you know, it becomes everybody's influence that makes
Right.
it come to life. Because at the end of the day, look, I don't care what record you flip over that says Conquest on it, it doesn't say all songs written by Derek Brumley. It says all songs written and arranged by Conquest, because it takes all
Except
of us.
Rob.
Yeah, except Rob, because we knew Stead him. We knew Stead him. No, because everybody in the band writes the songs. It's part of the, whether I do the lyric piece, whatever. It's all about making that one song come out. Because again, in the end, as you put earlier, and it's true, and it's not a pat on our own back. I just think it's being competent musicians. In all honesty, knowing that you made a good record is good. If you sit back and you go, I hope it's good. I hope everybody likes it. You probably didn't do very well.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
This is going to
feel
be what this record's going to have that the other records don't have. In all honesty, and it's no stab at anybody who was in the band or wasn't in the band of any era, from Adrian leaving to Tony Priver leaving back in the early days, to Tim leaving now, or Robert Lloyd, or Tony Restivo, who was very influential in the early days of how he wrote songs. Everybody who gets in this band to do it, we do it to make music. We're not here to, and don't take it wrong, my friends, we're not a cover band, we're not a tribute band.
Right.
We're a conquest, we're an original band who love to at times play tribute songs and have a blast playing songs that we grew up on.
Right.
And there's no crime in any of that.
No,
it's just
not
who
at
you
all.
are and what you
Right.
do.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
that's kind of what.
But for all the tribute music we did for Under the Influence, we had to buy all the rights to all.
We
those
did.
songs.
Then
Did
thank
you
God for
really?
Jeff.
So yeah, so we did it right. You know, I mean,
Right.
I have a big, I don't know, a big thing about tribute bands. Okay, here's my deal. We play tribute music because we love the artists
is
we're
good.
covering.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Where I get aggravated is all these freaking clowns who think they're as relevant as the artist who wrote the shit in the first place. And then you got these guys, original artists who paid thousands upon thousands upon thousands and now thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars for these recordings
Right.
to get this music out. And then you get these fucking dimwits going around doing tribute shows, selling their own merch, their own shirts, making the money
Right.
off the back of the
Right.
actual artist who wrote it.
Right.
I got a good idea. If you're going to be a tribute band, be real cool. If you want to be really cool, take the money that you're making, since you're soaking it off the backs of the guys who wrote the shit in the first place.
Right.
Find someone in the band who's passed away. Give the money, proceeds to their family. Give the money to St. Jude.
Yeah, but
Do
most.
something cool with it.
But on the argument, if we're gonna, let's debate it there. So, but if you're in a tribute band, you're not in a tribute band necessarily because you want to be a recording artist. You're in a tribute band because you like that style of music or that artist.
So there's a lot of these clowns that do it just for the dough.
Well, so let me finish.
Well, sure.
So let me finish. So if you're doing it for the money,
You mean they make money?
if you're doing it for the
They
money,
do. It depends on where they're playing.
but if you're doing it for the money, then that's another reason to be doing it. So, like for instance, my perspective on it, I don't ever play music for money. I've never done it for money. Don't care to do it for money. If I was doing it for
So I
money,
quit. There's no money in this shit.
Yeah, no shit. Me too.
well, my point to it is that if we were doing it for the money, who do you know in the industry makes money in the music industry? You might get paid, for instance. I mean, like Steve can contest. In cover bands, you get paid a certain amount of money, you get it, but you also drink that night. You also drive there. He don't play guitar, but the guitar player's got to put strings on. The drummer's got to buy sticks. Yep. That all goes into it. So you get your $100, your $125, whatever it is, and you made $14 at the end of the
No,
day.
you didn't even make that.
no,
You didn't
you
even
made
make
way less
that.
than that.
You
So-
made less than, because you're not counting all the blood, sweat, and tears, the
All
amount
the
of money
hours
and your
of time
gear,
for
your
learning the
equipment.
music. That's right.
I mean, and I've said it a million
so it's all
times.
perspective. So for me, when I take a band like any of the tribute bands that are our friends around town, and they do it, I don't ever look at them from the aspect of them trying to get money. If they're making money at tribute, good for you, because you didn't make it last week in the other thing, or the time before that, or the other gig, you didn't get no money.
I just think, I don't know. Like I said, I've seen a few tribute bands that truly dug what they were doing because
Right.
they really dug the artist.
Right.
And that's cool. And they didn't walk off thinking they're as relevant as the people who wrote it in the first place.
Right, exactly.
But and I'm not generalizing St. Louis bands because we travel everywhere, so we
Right.
see them all over the fucking place.
Right.
But I've seen some guys that I sit there, I just laugh at them like, are you fucking kidding me,
Right.
man?
Well-
do you realize you're not that person? You do, really. Right?
Well,
Well-
one thing is this: if you sound like the guys,
Yeah.
if you sound like the band, you really sound like the guy. And for me, this is it for tributes. This is for me. And the band's gone. Like for instance, let's say there's like Ozzy's tribute band. Ozzy's never going to be on a stage again. That's never going to happen. That's over with. So to do an Ozzy tribute band, I don't really have an issue. Because you're never going to see Ozzy. But for me, when the bands do the Metallicas and all those bands that are out there touring and are still coming through next week,
Right.
But the night before there's a
comes
tribute
Metallica,
band.
here comes the tribute.
You're right. To me, that's where it gets a little muddy, and at least for me, in my opinion. But
There's in St. Louis here, there's like a REO tribute band, and then REO's, coming through. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you're right.
Yeah. Well, so them kind of things are a little awkward in my point of view, but to each their own. Some guys just couldn't put 3 chords together to save their life. You know what I mean? To write a song.
That's a lot of it, too.
And they've been playing guitar for 40 years and they can't do it. Some drummers could never go, what's that hook you got going there? Show me that. They can never jump in and do it. So that's not their cup of tea. But yet they love music. So they get together and they play Aerosmith and what have you on Saturday. Or they play the other guys, the guys that get to. Think about the bands that get together. Think about this for a minute. Think about the bands that get together and play Slayer or Exodus or any of those bands. They get 1 gig a year.
True.
1 gig a year, and they spend all that time learning all that music, all that band, and they play 1 time a year to 12 people
True.
somewhere. I mean, ouch,
They're
right?
probably happy as hell.
And they might be happy as hell,
And in
right?
fairness to some of these cats, I mean, that's all they have.
Right.
That's all they have is what they're doing.
So to go back to Cat's initial topic with that thing, for me, and I think I speak for these guys with this topic. I mean, yeah, we'd love to get paid. Yeah, we'd love to have a payday. There's no doubt about it. We would love a payday.
Well, sure.
And we get
I
paid.
stop at the gas station, get a payday quite often.
Well, there you go. I know.
Here. Yeah,
You're
Klaus.
saying I should work on my
Here we
stand-up?
go. Here we go. That's what you get. Or we could give him one of these.
No, that's even
There you go. That's even better.
That's usually what I'm used to hearing right there. Especially my bass parts when they're recording.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
So-
So my
Really?
genius knows no bounds on that.
So
guy.
you know what it is, don't you? You know what it is?
What is
We make a record, right? And what I do is I make a separate record for Rob
Yeah.
with the bass on 10, so I can go here's Rob Boyer's version.
That's right. That's right.
The
Exactly.
real one comes out. It's where it's supposed to be, and I got news.
Oh, I got new stated.
But
Right.
on some of these
Bastards.
tribute bands, there I can think of one that is one of my all-time favorites, and they are so spot on when it comes to this band, and the band's not together anymore. And the first time they played the pageant, I'll never forget this. I mean, this poor guy was just shitting bricks. He was so nervous and so worried, and he gets out there, and it's like you could shut your eyes.
Well, tell us.
Thunderhead.
Oh, okay, Rush. Yeah.
I mean, when Billy got out, he was.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was pacing back and forth in the green room, and he's like, "I can't do an
Do
interview."
they
I
do
said,
the
"Okay,
shows
we could."
anymore?
They're not in the band.
Huh?
He's not in the band no more, right? But then
well,
Billy,
I think they did the last one, but I don't know what they're doing. I know that he was doing some other projects.
I thought Billy left. I thought him and
I liked his original band, Bonehouse.
I thought him
yeah,
and Ramsey
they
parted
were,
ways, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
Yeah, Ramsey's
Keep me out of
gone,
it.
and they used somebody else in the last one. Yeah, when that first show, I'll never forget it.
He'd probably
was-
never admit to you, but he was in what was the band he jammed with when he was keyboard player and guitar player, cover band.
We started out in Maker.
Malcolm?
Malcolm Blitz.
Yeah, no, he was in
What's-
Malcolm Blitz. No, he's been here.
Right. But so when he was in Malcolm
Yeah.
Blitz though,
Yeah.
he was in
right.
Malcolm Blitz and he got off of the keyboard and he took off the guitar and he put the bass on.
Yeah.
And he walked out front. Him and Frank Lupo
Right.
played guitar. I remember who was on drums, and they played.
Mike Moser, I think.
Yeah, you're right, Moser, and they played "Trees" by Rush.
Yeah.
And after they got done, I went over. I told him, I said, "Hey man, what are you doing this for?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "You should be all these. This is when all this shit was starting."
Right.
I go, "All that tribute. You should be doing a Rush tribute band. That's what you should be doing." And back then he goes, "I couldn't do the bass." Then he got on it, and he's
then
a great musician.
I
so.
couldn't believe it, and it was almost a sold out. It was a sold out show, the first one at the pageant, and he was so nervous. But like I said, that's a tribute band when you learn every note, every key, everything. And he was
And Rush is gone,
and he was
so it
spot
makes
on.
sense. It makes sense.
I mean, they weren't gone when he was doing it, but still, when I was like,
Yeah, but they were almost gone.
Holy shit!
It
was
Well, here's the deal,
amazing.
though. I mean, you're
Yeah.
right. I mean, Billy Audrain, they put
That's a
everything
ch-
into that, and
oh.
they're killer. I do think it's become a cartoon character of itself in a whole, because I think people are getting tired of the clown makeup and wigs.
Yeah, that part of it gets me.
You know what I
But
mean?
whatever. I used to be like, fuck it. You know what? That's everybody's own. If you want to put a wig on and put makeup on, knock yourself
You
out.
do it all the time. Look
all
at
the time.
you. You
look
look
at
fabulous.
My wig's crooked. my wig's crooked. Let me get straight.
Look at it, yeah.
Here. But on a serious note, if
Michelangelo Batio.
yeah, Michael Patio. Yeah, we were in L.A. and he's standing there and he goes,
Yeah.
He was signing autographs, and we were at the NAM up by
Yeah,
the NAM booth.
yeah.
We were just hanging out, talking and shit. Yeah, and he had
It was all offset, and he had to straighten his hair.
it's like poor Edwin or Punky Meadows. You know?
Yeah. There's another one who does that too. Oh my! I can't tell you who does. I'll tell you off the air. But
I don't
oh my
want.
God,
I don't know.
Stop doing that! Stop it!
Yeah, but again, to each their own, man. I mean,
Right.
people can look at us and go, "I can't believe those guys are still writing songs. Why don't they get out and play cover tunes and get their $500 or what?"
Oh,
I mean,
for fuck's sake!
but
Why?
For me, it has no relevance.
Exactly.
Nothing for me. Do I love playing when the Metal God stuff? Sure, I love doing that stuff because it's relevant to my childhood. You know what I mean? But I've never sang a Bon Jovi song in my life, nor do I care to.
Yeah, please don't.
You did.
Oh, I take that back. I take that back. Shoot me in the foot. How dare you?
I called Beth.
You were in the shower when I came over.
Oh, here we go. Nice. Very nice.
So, yeah.
Wait, hang on 1 second. We've got to give props to Mr. Stump Stevenson who showed up. He's right behind us. Hey, hi, Stumpy. I bet he likes to be called William. His name is Stump, but he likes to be called William.
Golly, right? Golly. You have every song, right?
I have every
You
song.
have that Bon Jovi song.
Which one?
What was that on?
It
It was
was
on.
Under the
It was on Under the Influence.
But it was originally done for
So we
the
did a.
soundtrack for Jeff.
Yeah. We got. Well, there was going to be a. So we were on in a vampire movie called Jezebeth, which you can get anywhere. And then they did a sequel to it.
Jeff too.
Have you seen it?
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Anyway, Jezebeth 2. Jezebeth 2 came out, and we were going to do the soundtrack for it, and he wanted us to do the Bon Jovi. No, he wanted us to do.
The Five Finger
The
Death
one,
Punch
the
song.
fucking Bad Company too.
Yeah, Bad Company.
We said, "Are you high? Did you not
No.
hear this is a big hit for these guys?"
We can't do that. So then
Right.
they threw the Bon Jovi song at us, and we were
We
like,
laughed our ass off.
Tim's idea.
huh?
That was Tim's idea.
So anyway, we did Bon Jovi Dead or Alive. Now we did it again
Already?
Conquest style. There's
Right.
nothing Bon Jovi about it other than
Right.
the lyric.
Right.
But
I don't think so.
But it garnered them.
we did a good job.
I did too.
For us to do an entire
Yeah.
cover album then.
Yeah,
Because
that-
they're like, okay, this is cool. We want more of this.
yeah, so we end up doing 10 or 11 cover songs for a record. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
You could get it. Play it. Fuck it. Play the Bon Jovi. What the hell?
Well, fuck it. All right, let me find it.
We debated
Say
whether
what?
No, that was on.
CD, and I was like, fucking put
That was
That was on War We Rage record.
Do you remember Slayer doing
Sir.
Inagata Davida?
Oh yeah, Slayer did an entire cover album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Metallica did an entire cover album. Megadeth did an entire cover album.
Well, you know what? You know Blackie Starks. He does that Britney Spears song.
Sure.
He
What does he do?
what was it? Is what's it?
Oops, I did it again. That's
I think that's it. No,
great.
he's freaking
love
awesome. But when he did it, I said, "Holy shit!" I mean, it's freaking great. He puts the Maximus spin on it and does it. I know because when he starts playing it, you don't realize he's gonna do it. And then he
check
starts.
this
I'm
out.
going,
I
"Holy
was at the buddy's
shit!"
house
Freaking
Saturday
awesome.
night, right?
Yeah.
And he's playing the entire index of all these what's called mashups.
Right.
Where they take one like the Temptations and some heavy metal band and they mash them together and it works.
Right.
I told him, I said, you know what would be hilarious as hell? A fucking cover band.
Weird Al
the whole
Yankovic.
night
Yeah,
of
yeah.
just mashups. Because the shit's groovy and it's danceable and all the middle-aged gentis can get up and swing their fat asses. They'll love it, you know.
Exactly. Well, you know, Jerry Boschert does that. Because Jerry does it, he mashes songs up
Yes, he does.
because
We saw him at the Boathouse.
he's the only one that will play Enter Sandman for me because I love that song. I learned to play it myself because everybody got sick of playing it. They wouldn't play it. He plays it, but he puts two other songs and he attaches it to it. And it flips
You got to
it,
give
know,
Bosher credit, man.
Boschert
I mean,
is the bomb. He's an evil genius of music
Evil
and
genius,
sound.
there you go.
He is an evil genius.
He is the
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
he's kicking it. Yeah, the whole
It's
deal.
hilarious, and it's funny
He's
when
great.
you listen to him talk. He says, "I started out doing a parody, and then it turns into he's a badass musician." I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
he's
all the way
been
around.
forever.
He does it. Yeah.
You know, I just
He's
said,
a genius how he wires all that shit together.
Make
Oh,
it
he
all
does.
work out
Did-
like that.
One time he was playing
Dr.
Charlotte
Frankenstein.
open jam. This was before he started his one-man band thing. He
Oh,
put
Wiggins band.
yeah, he put two. he taped two freaking pedals on his Flying V, and he was doing. You know, I was like,
used to have
what
a-
the
He
hell?
used to have a CD fucking handle on his flying V and talk.
Yeah, he went right to his pickup.
That's
That's hilarious.
Jerry's the best.
He's
That's
awesome.
hilarious.
I've been bugging the shit out of him trying to get him in.
It's cool. Him and just him and a drummer, and he's
Yeah,
like,
he
all
picked-
this shit off this crazy.
Oh, I know.
It's-
I like
it's
the dancing
badass.
girls in the background.
Did you
and all
find the
that kind
Bon
of stuff.
Jovi?
No, I haven't had time to listen to you.
Oh, okay.
I will though.
Quit
You are not sorry.
Quit interrupting.
Sorry, not sorry. No,
not
it's
sorry.
all good. I will find
You have
it.
to play so
I will
Steve
find it.
Hall can laugh his ass off all the way to the phone to call Howard and those guys. Howard Ackman and Boyd.
Yeah, that's right. So, but you guys are playing. Steve, you're playing this weekend, and you've got
Where you at?
Kenny's and
Kenny's.
Barnhart. And who's your guitar player? Who's your guest guitar player? Matt C.
Matt's-
Williams
yeah, I
is
seen
playing.
that actually earlier.
That's awesome.
Because Howard ain't playing.
Kenny's and Barnhart.
Yeah, where's that at exactly?
Right there.
You're
At,
heading down 55. You get off the Barnhart exit, evidently.
yeah, you make a
Yeah,
left.
yeah, it's right off of Highway M.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
right there. It's a pretty cool
Take
venue.
a right, and it's just right there.
Literally right there. We might do something there.
Not this weekend.
No,
You're gonna be in.
I don't.
You're gonna. I'm gonna be in.
I know.
Florida. You're
I
gonna be
mean,
in
I don't
Ransom.
mean I can't. I don't. I
I know
mean.
what you're saying.
Yes. You need a gig
I'll
there?
have to talk to my lawyer,
No.
my lawyer and see if we can approve it or not.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, he's talking about Yvette.
You do that. Yeah, that right.
She makes all the decisions, for sure. All right, so what am I finding here? Well, we can. What time is it? You guys want to take a break?
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. Oh. Well, go ahead, Mikey. You could. There's the bathroom right there. You can actually walk across the floor. All right, we're going to take a break. Stl Roar, mycitymymusic.com. Episode 105, Conquest in the house. And we've got Stump, and we've got Steve, and we've got Diane. And we're going to give you all right, we'll start off. We'll do a little New August while I'm looking for your other song, okay?
Cool.
Boom.
Good track.
Good track.
Watching.
Don't really care, let her be alive.
Just a test.
Exactly. I'm waiting on it to download. What does it do? Oh, last goodbye. No, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one to do. Convert. Let's go this one. Convert. Okay, where's Stump at? How'd your show go, Stump?
It was awesome, man.
Bring your chair over here and talk about it.
It's gonna fire.
Cancer culture. Cancer culture. Everybody's so damn offended nowadays. For example, I was talking to this dude with dreads, and I just told him that his dreads were just a little uneven. Damn! All right. I was on tour, and we was going through LA. Then I saw this guy with some glasses and a top hat. And I said, "What's up, Mr. Monopoly?" Whoa. But who the fuck was that? You can't talk about nobody. Anybody travel? How many people travel? Let's
What bass?
Okay. Sure, babe. That's the cheese grate. That's the cheese grater you're hearing.
When's your birthday?
You guys never been the third shoe. Wayne always brings out some disgusting violence. Some flavor.
birthday.
Thank you. Oh, why is it not playing? Oh, I forgot to hit that. There we go. Yay.
Yuck.
Oh, it's so bad.
It sounds like a bomb pop.
It's it's blue. That's his bike. That's his bike. This is his song. Southside 5.
Southside 5.
Yes, he did. That's what I'm drinking. Oh my God, you just ran into that one. Conquest, Southside 5, and what? Oh God, I can't believe I lived this long. Jesus Christ.
So, if we reverse your numbers, you become 6,
I could do that.
right?
Yes. And know what I know now? I'd be president. God damn it.
First woman president.
Why not? It's
Right.
not impossible.
Right.
We've
It's
been
not.
running the world this whole time. We just let y'all take the credit for it.
Oh,
And then y'all screw up and y'all get caught, and then whose
Hey,
fault is it?
hey,
Ours.
Can I finish?
Really?
Then? No wonder everything's all screwed up.
No. Exactly. Because you guys jump in. Yes. Wrong. I don't think so.
Right.
Wrong. All right, Rock Bottom. So when are you playing next besides this weekend at Kenny's?
The next one is going to be Diamond on 24th.
24th. Very cool. And you're playing with?
And that's with Badio, right? Is that with Badio?
That's not until August.
Okay, I did. Yeah,
Last Friday of August.
I got you.
Very cool.
26th.
Yeah, we're all going on. Been hitting the studio hard actually, so we're all kind of going on a little vacation this next week.
Very cool.
So we kind of need. I need it. I know that.
When's the next Cancun
He
trip?
is. He's gonna go. He's gonna go to
For me,
Mexico. That's
September.
what about.
But it's
September.
not Cancun. It's Isla. I'm
Oh,
gonna stay on the island with the usual suspects.
Of the
right.
sirens.
Right.
Right.
Right. Gotcha. Is this the
Yeah.
apartment one? The apartment. Is this the apartment one? The one
Yeah,
where you
it's a
guys stayed?
townhouse.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay. It's a townhouse.
It's
Oh.
pretty cool. It's because it's right up from Hidalgo Street.
Yeah.
So you just walk right down and you're in the thick of all the action, which is really
Mm-hmm.
badass. But there's also a little craft beer joint where that craft beer schmuck
Of
drinks
course
go.
there is. That's
Right
the,
down the bottom
you
right
love that.
You're gonna
Look at
sit
that.
down on your phone
The beer with
and
the
all
Yes.
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
gotta say though, you go to this island, and it's really third world country. I mean, it really is. That's
It-
what
it is.
Where
That's
are we
what.
talking? Where are you guys at?
So now say you're in Mexico, okay?
Okay. Is it the Isla thing?
Island
Isla,
Isla
Isla.
Maria. Yeah. So you go out on this island and you get out there and it's really third world country. A little bit of commerce that recognizes like a inner city, if you would, almost like a little area. But then it all gets third world real quick. I mean, right down to where you go to eat your tacos or whatever, and they just killed whatever varmint over there, and that's what you're eating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, kind
exactly.
of thing.
But it's gonna be
That's their way of life,
That
that's gonna
it's
be our way of life in 5 years.
It could
But I
be.
love
it's amazing. I mean.
More than that, yeah.
I mean, the few times I've been there, it's like you see these. I mean, these resorts that we stay in, these all-inclusives, and then we go out and venture in the town, and then it's like bad, good, bad, good, bad. I mean,
Right.
it's the craziest thing. You would think with all this commerce and everybody in that town works. I know they do, but it's like they still.
They work themselves to death.
It's ridiculous.
Zero money.
I know, and it's so sad, but
It's all cartel, though. It's all cartel. You got to
It
remember
is, and
that.
that's ridiculous.
That's that. So I mean, think about it. The people working at the resorts
Dominican.
in the real world are
Dominican's the
getting
same
6-7
way, isn't it?
American dollars a day. Yeah,
wow,
That's their wage. $9 a day.
American money a day.
that's ridiculous.
Yep.
That's so
And,
sad.
and I got to tell you, I'll get apolitical for a second. They love Donald Trump in the Dominican Republic. Go figure. Go figure. Because I'm telling you, we were talking to one waiter
policies.
named Wilson. His name was Wilson, right? So I always made jokes about the soccer
ball,
ball,
the ball.
Wilson, and I said
There's a volleyball.
volleyball,
was a volleyball.
soccer ball.
Right.
You have a blue in there?
Yeah, he doesn't even
happy.
know his
You can tell he
balls.
only played
You
hockey.
should,
Okay.
yeah.
I
He
played
doesn't know his
hockey.
balls apparently.
I played
Yeah.
hockey.
Yeah.
John Hanks.
John Hanks, that's right. I didn't like him anyway. But
Wilson and John.
Right.
But the guy goes, "Oh, thank you so." Because I gave him a $20 bill, and he's had a little bit of a tear in his eye. The whole, it's somewhat of a scam to an extent, but whatever. So they do it, whatever. But at the end of the day, he looked at me and he goes, "Oh, under Trump, our exchange rate was so much better." And I go, "Well, what do you mean?" He goes, "Well, right now it's 56 to 1
Oh,
in the
man.
DR. Under
The
Donald
Dominican
Trump,
Pesos 56 to 1.
That's
under Trump, it was
holy
20 something. So it almost doubled in the last year and a half. That's how much less their dollar is worth down there. Because
But he wanted to build. But he built a wall. That just so messed up. I mean, come on. I mean, it just doesn't. He's just too controversial. He's just an idiot, as far as I'm concerned. But he did do better for our country. I will give him that. Even though
don't
he's
even go there with me, woman.
even though he's an ass. Even though he's an ass, a giant ass. Oh,
So-
don't get me started.
He's a giant ass.
He is a giant ass.
In what format?
Being a male chauvinist pig that he is.
Oh, come on.
God love him, really.
God love it.
I have yet to see that. Though.
Every guy that
Of course.
every guy that you've
Of
ever
course.
dated on a serious note was a chauvinistic pig.
No, they were
That's
just, they were
true.
just pigs. They were just pigs and dogs.
I know
Pigs
this
and
world.
dogs, that's what I'm into.
I know this world. I know where you come from. I know what's going on.
When you go to the polls, don't you vote for policies?
Yeah, not
I didn't know
personality.
we were voting for
Right.
like a guy.
Yeah,
No,
right.
no.
It is policies. I mean,
No.
that's where I think some people get confused.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, exactly.
You know what? Before that man
Let me
ran
look
for
where we're at
president,
today.
I couldn't stand him. Just as a, I didn't
As
watch
a
his
person,
shows.
because he was an idiot.
Well, no, I just didn't like his. I didn't like his presentation. I
Exactly.
didn't like his shows. I didn't like
Is that
anything.
Vicky calling you?
Uh-oh, you're in trouble.
Oh, his wife's calling
Is it
you.
Oh,
Victoria?
it's Johnny Cruz.
Johnny Cruz. Johnny Cruzy.
Johnny Cruz, you're on live. What's
Hi,
up, buddy?
Johnny. Hey.
Dog, you're live. We're on the Cat Mew show right now.
Stl Roar.
That's Stl Roar. Hi, Johnny. Hi, hi, hi.
Today is her birthday.
Yeah, that's
actually.
his phone. Here, you can plug him in.
He says happy birthday, Cat.
Here, you can plug him in.
You want me to call you back?
No, plug him in. He can be on. He can be. We can hear him.
He's deaf. He can't.
Okay, I'll call you back.
Fucking music.
Hey,
on his ears.
hey.
Bye.
I was gonna say,
got some
you could have
top
plugged him in.
He does.
You could have plugged him in. You could hear his big mouth.
No, he's
Yes.
got a shade of singles that possible show.
See? See? He's listening.
But going back
I
to-
said
I'm
you
gonna
need-
say
you
this
want a
about
show
Trump
there?
Real quick.
Yes.
For a businessman, his work was incredible that he did for us. The only problem he had he just should have fucking shut up once in a while.
Exactly. Let his daughter talk.
If
He should
would've
just let his
shut
daughter.
up and just did his job,
Exactly.
there would never be any kind of issues.
Exactly.
See, I
Exactly.
probably disagree.
No, because here's the thing. What he did was
He needed to explain things like he did.
I would probably disagree
But-
from the perspective of.
Sometimes he'd go a little over the top.
Well, sure, but I would still rather take somebody who's over the top, telling
take
you
you in a heartbeat.
telling you the truth, calling out all the bullshit, than somebody lying to your face, patronizing you,
That's true.
walking away, stabbing you in the back, robbing you blind.
Did you hear that shit about Nancy Pelosi's?
Just my thought.
They dropped all fucking charges against that.
Really?
What?
When
no,
is
I
this
seen-
beca-
I seen his
really?
mugshot
Seriously?
today, though.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
right?
but
Here we
it's
go.
still
Here we go.
Oh, really?
Do I have one?
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. So anyway, no
Okay,
politics.
we're done
Let's go
with
back
politics.
to music.
Blah, blah,
Done with
blah,
politics.
blah, blah.
We're all gonna burn
Here.
anyway. Ain't gonna matter.
Politics.
Crickets. Crickets. Crickets.
You want to know the cool St. Louis, one of my favorite punk bands, original punk bands, Saw's Family. You ever had them on this show?
Oh yeah, they're freaking the blast. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, they are so awesome.
Those guys are
Holy
great,
shit,
man.
they are. I mean, they are a lot of fun. But I mean, and that almost were they all here?
On the lot.
Yeah, they played out here on the lot back here. There's they set up a stage back here.
Louis Guys and Joey Vitroni.
Oh my God, they're a blast. But I mean, I think everybody was
Hey, Lee.
here.
Check
Weren't they all here
Check
when they
August
showed up?
20th. Are you playing?
August 20th. Look at that. See, you need a show.
That's when we're playing.
Yeah.
Same night.
All you gotta say.
I'm just curious. It was just a thought.
Anyway.
White
You are?
Trailer Park Girls.
Yes. Oh my God.
I know Johnny just said he had a show.
So
And-
how
and-
many?
Invite everybody to come up on the stage and sing
Yes,
back
but
up
the
to the
way out club at Bob's
You're
birthday
welcome.
party, man, was blast, man.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Take it. Take the show, man. Take the show and run. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, no, Johnny and Topher have been in here. Let's see. Topher's been in here twice, and Johnny and Topher came in last time. You know, they're doing that show with Katie in the morning.
Yeah.
So,
I listen
it's
every now and
pretty
then.
fun.
Catch
Yeah.
Check it out.
They were glad.
I try to support all
Getting
that
up
stuff.
that early in the morning, Topher really is like, oh, it's great.
So is that internet?
Yeah.
Is that internet show?
Yes. That's
Well, it's
K-Wolf.
both.
It's K-Wolf, yeah.
Oh, okay. But it's actually on terrestrial radio as well?
Yeah.
But the I don't remember, 106.
Like you could get it. You can't get it at our house. You can get it
No.
like.
Territorial, kind of like the Viper was out
Oh,
there.
Yeah, it's
okay.
kind of
Yeah,
like Viper
yeah.
Like
Radio.
a 50 watt.
But you know what?
A
Bring
50,000
yourself
watt
to
versus
JC
100,000
thing,
watt.
It's gonna go.
They're supposed to be getting more wattage. You're right.
JC
They are
Corporate
supposed to.
stuff, man, they got different people
Well,
on
yeah, well, JC's doing a show from his basement, but you can hear it. It's closer. The antenna he has is closer to Cape Girardeau, so you can actually hear it on the highway. But and Cape, you can pick it up really well.
announced their merging or something.
Oh, did they? Oh, awesome. Yeah, I love JC Corcoran. He's one of my favorites.
Another person too. I can't remember who else.
The only guy I know to get fired from KC 4 times. 4 times, and it's from
that?
censorship. JC Corcoran.
Oh yeah.
But he's one of the. I mean, I used to listen to him when I traveled, and when my kids were little, I used to travel all over, and I would pick him up. He'd be on a pirate station somewhere. That guy knows more sports, and I'm a sports freak, so he's always right on when it comes to sports. But on Casey, his very last broadcast, the 4th time they fired him, I heard him say "fuck." Ding! I mean, the whole thing just went flat.
You're
line.
you're
I was
outta
like,
here.
You're out of here for the last time.
Hit the dump
But
button.
yeah, but
You are out
he's
of
bad.
here.
But he's bad for that. I mean, he would just get so worked up over something, and that word came flying out. And I went, oh, I just rolled my eyes. remember driving around Westport, and I heard it and went,
You know what? You know what? We're talking about all the radio stations, and when you get into the terrestrial style radio stations, like what he was just the K Wolf, and then you got K She, and you got the Viper, and there's 94.3 that you can get around here. What amazes me with all of them, and not putting any of them down, so don't take it that wrong way, anybody. Why do you guys all chase the same tail? So this is my logic.
I know.
This
It-
is my
it-
logic.
Oh.
If there's 4 hot chicks in a room, and there's one hot chick down the street at the corner, I'm walking down and talking to the one hot chick down at the corner instead of trying to talk to all 4 hot chicks in one room.
Are you admitting that you cheated on Vicky?
No. You're missing the whole point.
Did you hear that, Vicky?
You're missing the whole point. You're
He's
missing the whole
not
point.
coming back tonight.
My point to it is
I got a guy
is
at a shovel,
Why do
at
they
a shotgun.
all do?
He won't be missed.
Why do they all do the same thing?
Well, that's what's so sucky about it. When
I don't
Casey
get
changed
it.
their format, I mean, they flipped owners so many times, and they changed their format. I mean, that was it. I mean,
Yeah, but
and-
they really haven't changed.
but they have, because here's the thing: they don't do seeds. They don't do the
Yeah, but
seventh
you're
day
talking
like
about-
they used
you're talking
to.
about programming.
I'm talking about everything. I mean, back in the day, of course, because I'm older than dirt now, they used to literally play every song on every album.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
it
and
was-
they flip it over and they play the other
Well, that was back
side.
when they were a real station.
It was-
Exactly.
that
That's what I'm
was before-
talking
that was
about.
when
They
it was
changed
still
the
owned by-
The
formats.
computer now, and it's already plugged in, so you get to hear
But-
photograph 85 fucking times.
No,
a day.
let's,
I would-
we need
I
to
would-
listen to Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd at least 40,000 more
I
times.
would wager to bet. I would wager to bet that if you looked at their playlist from 1984 and looked at the playlist right now,
It hasn't changed.
the variant would be so miscuous that it would be, okay, you're playing Pink Floyd at 8 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. That's the difference. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously. That's
no,
where we're at with
you're
this.
right, 84 I would say 84
not
because in
putting
high
nothing-
school, yeah,
because
no,
most
it
of
was-
these DJs don't have no control over it. It's already pre-programmed for them. They play what they're told to do.
Yeah.
But the first bunch of people who got the dollars and cents and comes and goes, because I'll say it again, the new Maiden record comes out, right? What, 6-7 months ago on XM radio? You heard it for a week,
Right.
And you didn't hear it after that. You haven't heard the first station that comes out and plays new music over and over again is going to hit the ball out of the park,
Right.
and it's going to win because nobody, and it's all corporate that does this, but there's nobody. You show me one band, the Def Leppard. You're talking about Def Leppard, right? That shit's everywhere right now. That new record's everywhere. 3 weeks from now, other than on Keishi, and you only hear that one song for a little while, then it'll be gone. You'll be back to hearing Pyromania,
Right.
all them songs all over again, quadrillion times over again. Why? Why?
I know, it doesn't make
Why
any
don't they
sense.
play the new music from the bands that they're hooked on playing anyway? Me and Mike were talking about the other day, Tesla. All this new music they got, you're still hearing the same
Well,
music.
you're never going to get that out of Keisha.
No,
There's
not
fucking
not
way.
anymore.
Well, I'm
Not like it
saying-
used
Because
to be.
They are so non-relevant in actually the market anymore because they're all geared towards.
You're guaranteed what you're gonna hear.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Well,
it's,
it's-
Well, they own a certain market, but they went from 150,000 on regular radio time plays to 40 and 60,000 listeners. That's a pretty drastic change. But that's because when do I listen to Keishi?
I haven't listened to it since 2012.
It's either
'Cause I got
X-
streaming on my phone.
radio, yeah.
Where I can
Right.
get
XM
anything I
radio,
want.
right?
Right, exactly.
We're
But
either
you know
listen-
what? In all fairness, the point, they do play your songs because I texted you. I think I texted both of you when they played when the world has gone to hell. They played one of your songs. I don't remember which one it was. I said, "Oh my God, they're playing you on the air right now," which it wasn't Casey, but it was still the
Yeah,
point.
I don't-
It
well-
doesn't matter. You were still on the point, which is
Sure, no,
which is good
we-
because
we appreciate
they're the-
all
they're
spins.
they're the only closest thing to any kind of alternative music or any originals, which is great. But I mean, they don't have the freedom that they used to have. I remember the days when you could the producer or some guy came in and said, he's got a $50 bill inside that little 45
that's right. That
and hands it
happened
to
all
the
the time.
DJ.
Or
It's
coke.
playing or whatever, and
Or
it's
drugs.
playing. And
That's
it's
right.
playing. I mean,
Or both.
And the Casey window at the old studio, the little center block studio, and
Oh, yeah.
literally all the records from the letter L through N were stolen because that's where they were next to the window.
The
People were
reach in
reaching in,
grab
grabbing them. Yes, it was,
Well, that's
I
how
mean,
s-
I remember all this shit
That's
because I was
how-
there.
You remember that's how Styx got their Babe
Yes.
got, not Babe,
Yes.
Lady. That's how they got on the radio. Was
Mm-hmm.
guy came down to Crestwood Mall, walked across the street, slid the little 45 in the window to
Mm-hmm.
the guy,
It was full of coke.
boom.
Doesn't matter what it was.
Tommy
It
Shaw-
doesn't
Tommy
matter.
Shaw talked about it.
Sticks.
Doesn't matter.
He said at Casey, they were called the jocks and the program directors at Casey, the Penguins.
Right.
He said because as
That
soon
were
as
the hit. Yeah,
Tommy
yeah.
Shaw and anybody
Yeah.
was yelling, anybody would walk in.
Right.
They looked at
100%.
Penguins because they were ready for
What
the
wasn't
coke.
that somebody with Sab? Remember?
Yeah, I remember when Sab, 71. I remember.
Well, I'm talking about Sabbath put Wicked World out as the primary, and on the other side of it was what? Do you guys know? Paranoid. Paranoid. And what became the song that made the fucking band? Paranoid. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be.
I know. Just
What?
Iron Man.
What?
Sabbath. Was Iron Man first?
I think it was Paranoid.
Paranoid was first.
Paranoid was first.
Yeah, that was first. And then Iron Man was the follow-up. That's what put them on the map for real. Was that? But
Well, you're a bunch of old bastards, because I don't remember any of this.
That's because you were
Oh
listening. That's
my
because you were listening to
God.
the. Hey, that's because
Shut
you were listening
your
to the Bay City.
mouth.
He was listening to the Bay City Rollers.
Hey, damn, I used to go roller skating to that shit. I used to love it.
Everybody skated to the Bay
SATUR.
City Rollers. Oh my God! Friday
was
night at the
roller
roller
skating to
rink
that
was
shit.
that was the night. I know.
But I never could skate backwards with a shit. So when I did a couples skate on roller skating, I was always like the bitch, because the girl would have to go backwards, because I couldn't do it. So, you know, I look like fucking like a dude.
You still are.
with
You
your
still
bi-
are,
with
but it's
your
okay.
bi-level.
You can embrace. Go ahead and embrace it. It's all good.
With your bi-level. Wherever.
That's true. I actually had one of those.
He had a when the first time I met Rob, he had a bi-level with red parachute pants on.
That's right. That's actually correct.
Is that when you fell off the stage? Did you have those? Did you have those on when you fell off the stage? What were you wearing?
No, I
I remember had all the zippers, but there was actually no pocket there.
At that point. This was after the wait a minute. No. This
No.
was the spandex
No, that was
era.
the spandex
Yes.
era.
I was
Yes.
jamming with
Oh,
Joe
we all
Geiser,
were,
or Malachi, whatever he calls himself today,
Right.
in a band called Intriguer with Bruce Hunt and those guys. And we were playing.
And you fell off a stage.
Yeah, down at Jefferson, the roller mill, Jefferson, Franklin County, Missouri, the roller mill.
Yes.
Or is it Gerald? That's it. And I was on stage, and so, you know, I figured it was my first night with the band, right? So Yvette was only there because her friend Amy, her boyfriend, was running lights for the band that night. You know? So Yvette said, "Well, I'll ride up there with you and see what the fuck's up." She's in Alton. I live in Webster at the time, you know. So it's my first night with the band, and I want to be really cool, right? So get on stage. Yeah, spandex, all this shit. It was like,
And your vest was even bigger. And your vest was even bigger.
So you got hair locked. You get locked
He
together
falls
with the hair.
off. And he,
Geyser goes, "Hey man," he goes, "we're gonna do Van Halen's Jump." So I'm like, "All right, fuck yeah." So if I'm gonna do it, right now. So I'm like, if I'm gonna score some vagina tonight, I'm gonna do it right. So the song starts. So I get up on the drum riser, then I climb up on top of my fucking bass amp. So might as well jump. So I did. So I jumped, missed the fucking drum riser, right into the monitor, flipped off the stage, and Yvette caught me from bashing my cranium.
and she's still catching him. And she's still catching him.
So,
Yes.
so then she go. I go, "Fuck, you okay?" I didn't know, make sure I didn't hit her with my headstock. Is he all right? Yeah.
Or your hair. Or your hair.
Right. So anyway, so that was like the last set.
Cut ya.
And then we got done, and her and Amy peeled. I'm like, "Fuck, man, where'd that girl go?" Whatever. Well, anyway, believe it or not, back in that time, with the exception of you guys, because you actually make good money doing this shit, but you're not just $100 an hour, $100 a night shit like today. But you guys actually make good money. But back in the day, you could make really good money being in a cover band.
Oh yeah, the money was
All
it was
of us-
stupid
all of us
money back then.
played constantly, but most of us didn't play on Monday nights because the only thing for us to do and even see each other as musicians, back when musicians liked each other and shit, and
Right.
didn't like fucking stab each other in the ass. Not really. So we would go to Bogart South
Right.
down there
Yes.
on Monday nights. So
Yeah, I
I went,
know.
so because that way all of us musicians could hang out, so we could see each other.
Right.
So anyway, so I walk in the door, and all of a sudden this girl comes up and pats me on the shoulder, says, "Hey, did you follow anybody lately?" I turn around, it was Amy. It was Yvette's friend. I go,
Right.
"Hey, what's up? Where's your friend?" She goes, "She's over there."
Ah.
So Yvette came over. We talked all night. That was it.
And
We
that
haven't
was
been
all over
separated
with-
in 33 years.
No, isn't that awesome?
34
Yes.
Because we were together a year before we got married. So
Yes. That's a damn lie.
And
She's
you'd be a
not.
hell of a Richard.
She.
yeah, that'd be a hell of a richer.
She's not done kicking your ass, is what it is.
That's true.
We've got another celebrity in the house who just walked in. Stuart Johnson, the Viking.
Stuart?
Woo, 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 woo. You can grab a chair and come up. Bring it to the bike. Come on, bring a chair. Have the end.
Bring my Conquest.
Yeah, there you go. Bring it. Which one do you have?
Rage. Wow.
Rage. Awesome. Very
I
cool.
had to bring my calendar because I got to talk to you guys on my show sometimes. So we got
Well, there you go. Look at
sure,
this.
sure.
Yes.
Yangling.
You want one?
Yeah.
Yeah. There he goes.
I'll take
There he
one.
goes. No, I'm good. I got this.
No.
Back here.
Yeah. I got
Yes.
it. No, the black bag. There.
The black bag. Awesome. Very cool.
Is this me?
That's
Yeah,
you. That's
that's
you.
you.
So what's going on, Stuart? Where are you at? Who you got a new band?
I do have a new band. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a cover band.
Yeah.
And you know, you guys were just
And
talking
you
about
can
stuff.
only
that-
get it from like
You ever
Tennessee
be in
and
that
over.
freaking car situation where you're like, oh hey, and come right back. I got one for you. And then you're like listening to everybody talking about something. You're like, oh shit! If I was just there, talking about that.
Yeah.
You were talking about just a few minutes ago. You were talking about radio, right?
Yep.
And ultimately, some of that stuff some of that stuff come back to us as listeners?
Sure.
Yes, yes. Oh, love. Love from the Viking. Mwah.
And that's what the problem is a lot these days. A lot of these guys would do it, but who owns it?
Right.
It's the corporate, right?
100%.
Now, when you release your albums now, who are you working with?
I mean, who releases the records?
You do it independently, or who are you
No,
working
Dark Star Records.
Dark Star, Sony, Universal. Actually, Universal's bought in now, so it's Dark Star, Sony, Universal.
Because there's a lot of that stuff. I talk to a lot of musicians where we're talking about the music industry, right?
Yeah.
And how it's changed or how it's different.
What do you think? You like it?
But you know
It's
what
delicious, ain't it?
What I always say is that, you know,
It's great.
It's up to us as musicians, people who write the music, perform the music, record the music, to be more of the industry of music. Fuck the music industry.
You sound like me.
Because you know what I'm saying?
How many times have I said that?
Because look at the ultimate thing is
You
what I
can't-
keep bringing up is the Sex Pistols. What do the Sex Pistols represent? What did they represent back then? Fuck everybody. Fuck
Right.
everything.
Exactly.
Fuck you. Fuck that. Fuck me. Fuck
Right.
anything.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But who helped them get their record? The man.
Right.
The man put out their record.
Right.
EMI. And then they have to write a bitch song about EMI, right?
Right.
But
You know what?
ultimately,
I thought it was the Queen because they wrote a lovely song about her. God save her.
well, they had the song called EMI. Yeah, they had a lovely theme. Yes. That was very tasteful. Very lovely.
Yes.
But you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah, I
like
do.
it's so funny that we bitch and moan about the music industry, and we've all seen because we don't have people now because of the music industry.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of these people that spent their lives. Freddie Mercury spent his life saying when they'd interview him, I didn't really have any friends.
No, he didn't, and it was
Mary's my best friend, you know, and it's all because why? Because the music industry.
100%.
and he was an evil genius too. I mean,
100%.
they panned so many of his songs. It's like Bohemian Rhapsody. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, and they said it's not gonna work. His producer's like, fuck, do not put that out there. And he did. And it's like, as far as I'm concerned, anybody who doesn't like that song or rock out to it, I don't even want to talk to you.
Well,
I mean, seriously, that's a badass freaking song. I mean, he was right on, just like Prince, another one. I mean, so many bands out there that are so underrated. The Babies, April Wine. Oh, don't get me started. I mean, I could go
they're all-
Dokken.
even the
I
ones
mean,
that never made it, like the Gods.
oh, forget it.
I mean, you want biker bands? Let's
Yeah.
talk about the Gods.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you know, these kind of bands. Dog Soldier. Who's heard of Dog Soldier?
Right.
Not
One
too
of my
many.
favorite bands, Horselips, out of Dublin, Ireland.
Yes.
Who's heard of them?
Right.
Fantastic band. And Casey played one tune, you know. So the Boy Was Green, and The Man Who Built America. Whereas in my hometown up by Peoria, they were playing Loneliness from that same record. But I'm just saying, ultimately, it's really it's us. We have to make it clear that we want something different. The problem is, where the money gets made, there's so many that are willing to just follow. They're lemmings.
Oh.
And they don't care if they're, oh God, who's seen this? A guy in a red sports car, it's a convertible, he's driving down a side road, cranking the stereo, and there's a car ad on, because he's not even paying attention.
Right. Right.
And I'm like, well, that's really bitching, dude. You know? Come on down this Saturday. You're like, what the
On 10. On 10. All
Exactly.
right.
That's right, because he's not cool enough to have 11.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, they're blind. They just will
Well,
listen to what
music in itself, unfortunately, where at least my take on it, we've been doing this
Just for the 2 beers. Thank you.
Oh,
for forever, to the point of where I've preached this for moons. Not that I'm right, but my take, right?
Exactly.
My take. About every 3 years, the industry changes its whole game plan, how it's going to work, where it's going to go, what's going to happen with it, and you kind of chase it here in the Midwest a little bit. Back in the day, everybody always thought that I was trying to be like full of myself, right? But because I would go to New York, I'd go to LA, because I wanted to know what was really going on in the industry, not what we were getting here, and so forth. So then I would get a little wind of that stuff, and I'd bring it back, and I'd have a little insight to it. But what I learned during all that was that the minute you figure it out, it's changed. And you know, Warrant said that best. They really did. And I'm not a big Warrant fan, but they said it best. Yeah. Walking into the office, looking up after the 2-month break on the beach, after the tour, and the 7 million records sold, and they walk in, they look up, and they go, "It's not our name above the office door anymore. It's Soundgarden."
Right.
End of story for Warrant. You know what I mean? Pretty much that was the end of their day. I mean, yeah, they went on and what they did. But so my point to it is the industry can pull. I don't care how good you are, what you're doing, unless you're smart enough to have all this, your ducks in a row up front, which most are not. You don't have no grounds to stand on. You don't get nowhere.
We have our ducks in a row.
Do you at least have them in one bag? Yeah, but
ducks? We have ducks.
well,
We have
I mean,
ducks. Where the ducks are at?
but you know there are still people out there who crave all those bands that didn't get the airplay. I mean, I've seen people that will clamor to see Molly Hatchet, and there's not one original member left in that band.
Sure.
You know, and it's like,
Franchise
holy
now,
shit, it is. I mean,
I'll bet
you know,
I'll bet you we can
Little
all
River
get
Band's the
together.
same way. I mean, it's just so sad. It's like, holy shit. So.
And that is in no way, shape, or form to say these
No,
guys aren't
no,
good.
no. It's not that they're
100%.
not good.
They're
It's
amazing,
people still will clamor to see these bands, and you know, Diamond always they do bring a lot of these bands into Slaughter. I mean, and they have the fans that show up,
bring
and
'em
it's
in.
like, wow, you know what? If all this love and attention went to, you know, if they spread it out better, and you know, threw more of these bands
But
out there, I think it'd just be, you
But
know,
this is the difference. In 1983, 82, if we got a big petition up, we all went out, you know how we all get together and get our tickets for the concerts? You have to go down and get your line ticket, and you stand up front.
Not if you're a
all those
stagehand.
if all those people got together back in that era and made a complaint about something, those people cared.
right?
Contemporary Productions cared, Casey cared, the world cared.
They paid attention.
And right now, you could get everybody that goes to every Riverport concert this year, every Diamond Club, everywhere, goes everywhere, and they all sign that same petition saying, we want to hear new music from these artists. And it would mean nothing.
No.
It would mean nothing. It would go into that corporate desk and go, what's this? Oh, who gives a fuck? And they'd slide it to the side, and they'd play Bon Jovi again for the 4 billionth
All I did
time.
is
Yeah,
thank
exactly.
the Lord for internet radio. because
Well,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why it's growing so huge.
Right.
And terrestrial radio is dying.
It's slowly
on
dying out.
Well, and people are tired of the ads and the freaking commercials. It's so freaking annoying. Oh my God.
All about the money.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and it, like for instance, well, Zebra. This is
Hey,
really
must be the money.
Zebra played the Wildly Theater about 6 years ago, and I was one of the promoters for that show. And there was only about, I don't know, Al Canal says, I need to sell this out. And I got it sold out. And there was still standing room only. He still sold them tickets because they said, I don't care, I don't want to sit down. I mean, that place was packed. It holds about 300 people.
Yeah.
So there's about 320, 25 people in that freaking little venue. I mean, it's a decent venue. But what was really sad, when I interviewed them afterwards, Randy told me, he said, we haven't played here in 14 years. We've not been asked back. I said, what the? Are you kidding me? Zebra of all freaking bands. They're amazing.
She played all the time.
They played them, but the fact that it was 14 years that the last time they played St. Louis, that was really sad. And
Kit?
Hmm?
Was that Zebra that used Tim's drum kit at Pops?
No, that was Angel.
Angel. So
And they played there 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
And Carl Palmer came there recently, right?
yeah, but what's so great about Zebra is that the people who showed up that I ended up selling that show out to, I would have to say 85% of them were guitar players. Which is like a great tribute. I mean, because true musicians are coming to see this band because why? Because they're badasses. And they've been together for over 40 years. They're still together. They still tour. I mean, the COVID thing threw them in a loop, but they're still doing their tours. And yeah, Randy, he was here on 21 Rock, and but he also played with the symphony. But his band, they're still playing, whenever, and I'm trying to work a show out with them on their tour or whatever to try and get all of them here. But,
Well, that's the problem we're going to have. The
Oh,
problem
they're
we're gonna have
friggin'
coming
awesome.
up soon is nobody's going to do one-offs. You're going to have your big tours, and nobody's going to do one-offs because of the gas. So
yeah,
you know,
suck.
when you're in Chicago and you got 2 nights off, like say Testament and Death Angel and they were going to go from Joliet to KC, and they had 2 nights off.
Mm-hmm.
And Death Angel would pick up St. Louis
Right.
because it was a 3-hour detour. It was
Right,
worth
right.
the deal. They're not going to do it because they're not going to make enough money to make up the
No,
difference.
they're already struggling right now.
That's going to be a big
all those
ordeal.
coaches, man, guzzling down diesel.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
ridiculous.
and it's going to get unless something changes.
Yeah.
The fall tours on those small, like your, I hate to say it, but like your Faster Pussycats, your LA Guns, your Slaughters, all those guys, they're going to start being far fewer in between, and you're probably going to see more of the 3 and 4 band bills because they're going to start sharing buses.
Right.
Wow.
And that's how they're going to get there on that, and that's how it's going to work out.
They have to sleep together, Rob.
Oh, they don't sleep with him.
No.
Hell no, really?
He sleeps out in the fucking parking
the
lot.
first-
He has.
First road trip, we'll put Lee with Rob.
Yeah.
Snore that bad.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
This is like an
You know
We
what?
kicked him out of the room that night. Remember that? He
You know,
slept down in the van, and he come up that next morning. He goes, "Fuck you, motherfuckers!
I'm never sleeping in
here."
a van again.
You live in Alton. I live in Granite, and I always thought it was a steel mill. And then you always said it was you. Yes.
We're out there in California, and I'm taking one for the team. I knew the guys were dying because I'm blowing their eardrums out every night.
Right.
So, it was really nice, really nice. It was like 70 degrees, no humidity hardly. It was great. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll sleep out in the van we got, because then I can just sit back and I don't have him beating me with a fucking pillow. 10 minutes. Oh my! Right?
He don't know who.
It was perfect. But what I forgot was at 3 a.m. when all these fucking douchetards are getting out of all the clubs and shit, they're all beating on the window of the van. Hey, there's some dude in there, bam. So I got no sleep. So the next morning I woke up. Fuck you guys. Get some earplugs.
Right. So, I mean, it was just like when you were 19.
No,
is all
right.
it was, right?
Oh no, he don't snore. He's fucking moves air. I mean,
That's why you're in construction.
I kept taking that pillow and going, boom. He go, oh, I'm sorry. About 30 seconds, and all of a sudden,
lumber with you and put it over his head.
With the fucking
yeah, when he had his fucking big old braces on his hands.
I gotta sleep around in fucking braces from a horrid carpal tunnel.
We stuck him with Anderson in
Anderson loved it.
in the next room.
Anderson don't
He
care.
goes.
He
It was
snuggled up
okay.
to him.
I couldn't tell. He couldn't tell. He robbed him.
Dang it.
Fifi was the worst.
Oh yeah, Fifi could snore.
Me and Tim picked up this mattress on the floor and fucking threw it up in the air and dropped him
Yeah.
on it, and he still didn't wake up.
Yeah. Well,
He'd
Sometimes
take
when you're
pills to
doing
go to
road
sleep, and
shows-
he'd take pills to wake up.
You have good
he had,
rooms.
like all these pills.
Sometimes not so good rooms. Remember the toilet paper incident?
oh yeah. That was in
that
LA.
weekend.
That was in
That
LA.
was
Same
that
place.
weekend.
Guy goes. We go up. I go. It was Scott. Borland walks around. He goes. We could see him. Walks around to the front office over there because it's one of those type of places. And dude comes up and he goes, "Hey, we need toilet paper." Guy goes. You can see his head shaking like that. And this guy goes. Like this. So then he comes back and he goes, he said he ain't got no toilet paper until tomorrow. I'm like,
What?
I'm like, well, I got his shit today.
Screw that.
So-
Oh my gosh.
So
Hell no.
what's that? We go back up there, and Scott tells me, he goes, well, just take one out of another room. We got to go to the bathroom.
Give me your washcloth.
He went into another one of the places and took it out of the room and gave us some. Gave it
Oh my gosh.
until tomorrow. Until tomorrow. We went until tomorrow.
Tim really bummed on that one because prior, the year before, Tim booked the rooms and it was really nice. You know? And then this year, we pull up and Tim's was like,
Oh, sorry.
something you should know. You know? Remember the Santa Claus?
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
No, that was a different though. That was a different gig.
I know, but that was a great place we stayed. We played the Bayberry.
But we stayed Knoxbury Farm.
That's it.
Knoxbury.
Bayberry. What the hell's a Bayberry? I was going, what?
And it was
Yeah.
a Santa Claus.
So we get
Santa
there.
Claus.
No, here's the
2000 Santa
Swear to
Claus?
God.
Yeah.
So we walk in, it's Anaheim, California, it's sunny, it's warm, and we're in the lobby and there's fucking, I don't know, probably realistically 40, 50 guys in Santa Claus outfits standing there. We're like, what the fuck is going on?
Sounds like a movie.
So they go, oh, it's a Santa Claus convention. We're like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And there's fucking people walking around. So then we're getting our suitcases, we're going up we get in the elevator, we get up, the doors open, we're like,
Oh yeah, these old
We
bastards
smell
can
weed.
Smoke some weed.
We smell weed. By that time, we're getting in our door. Remember that?
You blamed us.
Yeah, they're knocking. They're knocking on our door.
I'll have you know, my
Dude, he was gonna come
Santa
in there
Claus
and get
doesn't
the
smoke
shit out of
weed.
me and Tim. He wanted to come in there. This little dude was fucking pissed.
He was mad. We were like, it's fucking Santa Claus smoking weed, not us. Oh, it was great.
Oh my
man.
God,
that
that's-
was priceless.
So, I mean, but that's perfect disguise. How are they going to, which one? Seriously, think about it. Don't come in looking like a rock star. Come in dressed as Santa Claus. You're going to want Santa
right?
Claus.
You know was
What are you
funny
talking
in that
about?
lobby? Little kids. Seeing all the Santa Clauses
Right.
going, what the fuck?
Yeah, who's real?
Yeah,
There was one.
they're all looking at their parents
Ah.
like, some of you done fucking lie.
And remember when we were the hot chick was dressed up like Mrs. Claus, and she was over there sitting on that old guy's lap over there, and that little kid kept looking at him like, and they were getting drunk. This was a convention, they were, you know what I mean? And that little kid was looking at that. That guy was sitting on Santa's lap, they were having a
Right.
good time.
That's what.
Kids thinking that's what I want for
That's what I want.
Exactly. I was going to say,
Yeah,
yeah,
right
yeah, this is what I want. Yeah.
Bring her for Christmas, please.
Exactly, for
Skip the
sure.
stocking right in the room.
Episode 105.
So,
Wait a minute. Hang on a minute.
She's gotta do
I got to do my thing. Hang on a
Yeah,
second.
come on, do
Stl
it.
Roar, mycitymymusic.com. We've got Conquest. We've got Southside 5. And we've got Rock Bottom in the house. And what is the name of your new band?
Edge of blue.
Edge of Blue.
Is that almost green?
Kind of,
Kind of.
but not.
But not, because
But
it's
not.
the edge of blue.
Yes.
Well
Awesome.
I'm doing it for the green. I am not. I'm saying that.
No, yeah, we already know. $20, babe. That's all you're going to get.
Yeah, I'll say it.
So we're going to listen to a cool song right now, Snowman by Conquest. Take a quick break and be right back. Yes. Boom. That one. Get your guitar.
Gaze into the fire, look up to the stars.
world is out of whack, and I ain't never turning back, baby. You must be crazy. Fighting tooth and nail like I just don't care. Don't you know, baby, that it just ain't fair? It's got me so messed up that I just might break. Don't know how much more shit that I can take. And I ain't never looking back. Your world is out of whack, and I ain't never turning back, baby. No way. Now it's time for a brand new beginning. I'll find me a girl who'll be there to the end. Give me all the loving that I can stand. Teach me that she knows how to treat a loving man. And I ain't never looking back. Your world is out of whack, and I ain't never turning back, baby. Not today.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what's up, Greg? What's up, Greg?
We got
What's up,
Craig
Craig?
Moreland, the only bass player in St. Louis, in the house. Here he is. There you go, Craig. He's the only bass player.
What?
He's the only bass player in St. Louis. Yes, I'll say it again. Yes.
I'm a bass guy.
Yes, you're not. You're a cheese grater.
What's that make me?
I don't know. You're the Viking. You're the Viking. He's a cheese grater, and Craig is the only bass player. Craig used to come in here all the time, so that's what I dubbed him, the only bass player in St. Louis.
There you go.
That's awesome.
I'm the okayest bass player.
You're the okay.
okayest.
Okay, you're gonna be the okayest, and Rob's
So what do
still
you
the
want to talk
cheese
about?
grater.
Let's
Okay,
go
so
on with
where's
class.
your gig at this weekend? Where are you at now? Say it
I'm
again.
gonna be out in with Bullseye Band is gonna be out in Eureka at their big block party out there.
Oh, there you go.
cool.
6 to 10 on Saturday.
Saturday,
Ooh, hot,
18th.
hot.
95, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Scorcher this whole week, man.
Yeah.
That's
That's why
awesome.
I'm starting now. I'm just gonna walk home.
So, in your show, when is your show? What do you do your shows? And what's it called? Give us a little promo.
You mean like the
Yes.
Radio.
Bullseye Band?
Yes.
It's-
your
Oh,
radio,
my show.
your radio
Yes.
gig. Yes, yes,
That is, it's called Hammer Away.
yes.
And it was an idea that I came up with years ago.
Right.
And then it just fell by the wayside. And
Right.
I asked my buddy who's on Go Game Go with me. It's on the Go Game Go channel.
Very cool.
On
Cool.
YouTube.
Very
so
cool.
just G-O-G-A-M-E, G-O. and
That
that's
gets a
on
little bit
YouTube.
of traffic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're building it. It's getting bigger. We're almost, it's small, but
Right.
which is why I was mentioning Ron Keel, because Ron's like telling me about some other show that he did, and he goes, "I didn't get any numbers off of that." I go, "Well, then don't do my show." And he goes, "Well, I want to do your show." No,
Right.
don't do the show. And he goes, "I want to do it because you're my buddy." I go, "You're my buddy. I don't want you to do the show."
Right.
Because I don't want you to tell somebody else you were on my show for 30 minutes and didn't get any numbers.
Right.
Right.
So, but it's a great show. It's building. We've got people that chime in. They've got questions. They've got comments.
And we're on.
So
Yeah, just let us
and,
know. We'll-
yeah, Katie Cruz has been on there. Everybody from Katie Cruz to Kat's going to be on there.
I'm
with
gonna
me.
be on
And
there,
I'm just trying
yes.
to bring in
Yes.
everybody who does.
Get everybody.
Right.
Because that's what it's about, right?
It's about
Well-
What we were
everything.
talking about earlier.
100%.
Grab 'em all.
And all these shows, podcasts, anything about music, especially locally, we all have to work together. It should all be, because you're united, but it's a united front. I mean, no matter what, and I've said this a million times, our music community, no matter how much of a diva you are or are not, I've seen more musicians pull together and just do their thing, and egos are gone and all the bullshit and all that crap. I mean, I know you've seen it and heard it and been around it, but I have seen musicians come together over all kinds of
Over and
things.
over again.
It's amazing.
It's the end
So
of the movie when people who didn't see eye to eye start seeing eye to eye.
I know
Yeah.
it's like a rom com. It's a rom com.
That's how it is.
Until the next time, but it's all good. It's all good. You're healing,
everybody,
yes.
Most everybody, I think, in the music industry, I don't care if you're in a cover band, original band, or whatever. As a general consensus, most people get along.
Right, definitely.
I don't.
Mike just doesn't get along with anybody.
Because he's a.
That's not
He doesn't
no.
like it.
Mike-
No,
Mike-
we don't like him.
That's a
I
good
mean,
point.
but we don't like him
No,
either.
what I mean,
Mike has a great point.
what
I can be
Yes.
honest.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
though.
I
Yes.
do.
What I
Especially
mean-
me of anybody.
What I mean is the majority of the common sense. I'm not saying there's not people that don't stir the kettle or don't do it right or
Right.
what. I'm saying that if tomorrow they want everybody in the St. Louis music scene, and this is something I would suggest to most people, is like you did with Katie at the Striper show. This is something. What do you guys do? I would really suggest to take the word local out of
fucking out of
everything.
it.
You know why?
Right.
There's nothing local about this.
No.
This is internet.
No.
This is world. This is so.
Right.
When you say local, I don't care who it is. You go to Birmingham, England. Sit down and have an interview with Rob Halford from Judas Priest.
Is he a local
And you look at him and
No.
you go,
No,
you
he's
go
not.
local
He's not.
Rob Halford. They're gonna go, well, he's
Dave
world.
Mustaine lives in Nashville. Is he, Billy Sheenan? Are they
Right.
local artists? No, they're
Right.
So, but even take the band out of the equation. Your show, my local show, is it local? It's only local if you make it local.
Well, I use the word local because of the fact of the St. Louis community itself. There's
Use
there's
that.
not
Use
one
that.
like it.
Use
There's not
that.
one like it. I've been all over the United States,
I would beg
and
to
there is not any other city I've been in
disagree
that books bands and has so many venues that I've grown up with this from the landing on up. About every venue is full every weekend, whether it's the same band or they're all doing circles around each other, but we're always full. We've always got so much local music, and because I say local is because we're all from around here, and
Well,
St.
that's
Louis
what I
is a
told
great
Katie,
music
too.
community.
I told her because she's we're the local band. I said, hold on, it's fucking regional.
It
Let's
is.
be very clearly on this. We choose to reside here.
Right.
But however, our label's in fucking LA.
Right.
We have Universal and Sony
Right.
that are the main distributor partners, the overriders of that. And then you've got we have a satellite
Right.
company out of Chicago,
Right.
which is Lloyd's from
Right.
Drugstore there.
Right.
So we choose to reside here, but all our base of distributing across the globe comes out of LA, Chicago.
Right.
This,
But
it's more of a nod to just the St. Louis community. St. Louis,
well,
Illinois community
right.
is what it was what it is. It has nothing to do with making it try to sound worse.
But
Yeah.
you're missing my point. My point isn't about insulting us. My point is that your credentials will be received in a higher level if you take the word local out of it.
You think so?
well, a good example.
100%.
I wouldn't call this the St. Louis Roar local show because
Right.
you're on the internet. This shit's all over the world.
That's what
Right,
I'm saying.
right.
Worldwide.
That's what I'm saying.
So I would
Right.
say this is where your headquarters are.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Fucking camera, and they were called Worldwide. Remember?
Worldwide.
That's right.
Well,
Well, it's something to think about. All right.
What
Yeah.
is, because again, so
Worldwide magazine.
for your credentials, right? So I do this radio show, blah blah. This
Right.
This is more of a podcast.
Right.
I do this podcast, blah blah blah. It's based out of the St. Louis region, blah blah blah. My thing is called St. Louis Roar. I promote bands out of the area, the
Right.
region, blah blah blah.
Right.
Because when you put that word local in there, anybody in Texas or whatever that goes, I don't care.
You think?
Well, because in their mind, what they're thinking.
Oh,
is
okay. Oh. Go ahead.
I got 2 texts saying there's no sound.
What?
Might be on their end.
What did I do?
don't know. I don't know anything about that.
What did I do?
They talking about Facebook?
Are they talking about mine? What are they talking about?
I don't know.
Find out where they're at.
Probably Facebook.
Is it one of these?
No, it's moving over here.
It's moving, so it's on YouTube. Now, what I'll do is I'll repost this from his version, which will be a lot better because you can see all your little pretty faces and all that good stuff.
Going
So,
back to that, so like you're stating, like your show
Right.
resides out of this area, but you're worldwide, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But when you start using local for the bands, what it does, it almost does a disservice, in a sense, to the bands because, like you said, if they're in Texas and they hear, oh, this is a St. Louis local show, we'll never see them. Why are we worrying about it?
Well, that's what.
No sound on Facebook.
no sound on mine.
Okay, there.
Also, there's the copyright thing. Even though we're ASCAP, we have permission for some reason, I mean, they're on my ass about this.
Facebook turns it off.
They're bad about turning it. Oh, well, you're playing music that you don't have. You don't
That's
have.
copyright. Yeah, well, our shit's
It's freaking
Oh,
bullshit.
so there you go. So now, so there you go.
There you go.
So-
Okay.
So you just got bumped by playing Conquest music.
Yes.
Because
and
of
Southside
copyrights.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying,
copyright,
though?
Yep. Yep. I
So-
understand what you're
Now
saying.
we're gonna start getting ads on Facebook.
Well, there you go.
Bullshit.
That's right.
They're listening.
Yes.
Yeah, they're listening.
Yes.
They're tuned
yes.
in.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
An hour later, you
Yeah.
got a fucking ad
Yeah,
for
I want
Yes,
to go on
definitely.
vacation. Where do you guys want to go? You know.
Well, you know, I learned my lesson with Facebook and their
Bullshit.
Nazism. I'm gonna have to say it.
Or Nazi status.
So the first Steve Ewing was my very first guest on my show 2 years ago, and he was on my 100th show, and I mean, and my anniversary show, and I mean, he's just great. I love that guy. Well, he's the bomb dig, isn't he? I said we need to do a jump contest between him and Anthony and Gracia, who can jump the highest, because those guys are they're totally airborne, no matter what. But anyway, so I played his music, and I really got into a pissing contest with Facebook. They're like, you don't have any right to play this song, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I know the owner. I've known him for 100 years. What do you mean? I text Steve. He's like, you can play my songs. And I said, they're telling me I can. He said, oh, wait, Sony owns his music.
Yep, that's right.
And they're like, if you think you're right about this, we're gonna bump you from Facebook, and you'll never get to play. Oh, they just pretty almost cut my head off. I was like, never mind, it's okay, let it go. But he didn't think about it. I didn't either. But yeah, that's
So there's the
that's
logic to
ridiculous.
that. So right, what she just said there, and it's true. Sony owns his music. So
Sony does own
so why does he own a hot dog shop, or did own a hot dog
This-
shop, right?
No, he still does. It's freaking the newest one is amazing.
And yet he can pack the pageant
Yes.
as without any issues, all right?
Right.
But Sony owns his music, so he's not making a nickel off that fucking money. Off
He's
that,
he's
off that
already made
music,
his he's
right?
already not
So
all of it. Sony owned the
We're not making no
earlier
money
stuff.
either. But at the end of the day, if we would get paid, where he'll never get paid because
He's
they
been
own his
paid.
rights.
Right, they own his publishing.
Right.
They
that's
own his
what I'm saying.
publishing, not they don't own the song.
Where we own our own publishing, and we'll never come across that. If it ever would happen in that light, we would actually see that, and that's something that most bands don't. For instance, what's his face? Remember Stephen Piercy, Rat, sitting right there right next to him and I. We're smoking weed. He's like, oh, I'll smoke out, you guys. Left. Remember that? We're sitting there all of a sudden, he's laying back on the bed like this, and we're all still bullshitting, talking. I look back and go, you all right? He's like, oh, man, you guys smoke some weed, man. Holy shit.
That fucking dude picked his nose and wiped it on her fucking curtain.
Oh,
Yeah, he did.
God, you
Yeah, he
could
did.
have like not said that.
But
Ugh.
he was the guy who went, yeah, you know,
He's kind of a douche.
he's a major douche. But he's the guy who went, you know why Rat's not together? Why? Because none of us get paid.
Really?
So again, they sold all their rights early on.
Right.
To
No,
the,
he's not the world's biggest douche. Miss Doubtfire is the world's biggest douche.
yeah, he's a
Jim Zinoff, Miss Doubtfire.
I know
That's
you
what he
guys
looks
thought
like.
he
Looks like
was
fucking Miss Doubtfire.
he's a douche.
Yeah, that dude is a fucking douche.
He was over at Pops and tour bus act like it was still 1982 and he was at Bush Stadium or something. You know?
Yeah, I know, right?
He was like
Jeez,
12
whatever.
years old, right, you know.
And he can't, and he's terrible.
You know what? I saw, not trying to dog the poor bastard, but he's such
Yeah.
a fuck nut. I don't
He
care.
is.
But I went saw him at the Wildy Theater. It was
Oh,
Bill
Mo.
Wrights and him. There was 80 people there.
Shut! Wait, look, you say Mo 3 times and he shows up. Woo! Yes! He's got his soul
Good to see
shirt
you, Mo.
on.
Good to see you.
Yes.
Didn't have sound for a minute. I was on my way. I'm like, where's sound on?
Mo is in the house. Come on, give it up for this guy. Yeah. So we were asking what bands you're not in.
Point taken, Mo.
Yeah, can you play bass? Well, there you go, cheese grater. There you go, cheese grater.
Wait, what she calls you cheese grater?
I get no fucking
I
Cheese
said,
grater.
do you see that? I sent him a meme once because
Cheese
we were
grater.
talking, and it was he played a cheese grater. It was it was like a red flying bee, but it was a cheese grater. I said, oh, Rob Boyer from Conquest.
I used to play in a band with Steve Hall.
Right.
Years ago with him, and there's 2 drunks that are in the band.
Right.
The 2 guys, I'm not gonna mention their names.
Right.
That still dog me to this fucking day.
Right.
For everything. No matter what.
See, they don't dog him, do they?
Oh.
No, Oh, fucking
Over
Hackman
what?
and Howard.
Yes.
Oh, Axman
I
and
know.
Howard.
They just fucking dog the shit out of me. They've never stopped those looking bastards.
I know. They suck for sure.
Every band practice, Rob. Every band practice.
That's
that
right.
Boyer. That
That's
fucking
right.
Boyer.
No, they just couldn't stand.
They
He
need
got
to-
all the
they
attention.
need to put down the bottle and learn to play constructively to be tighter.
They wouldn't know how to. They wouldn't even know how to play if they weren't drunk.
No, that's true.
That's true. They
They've
wouldn't.
never played sober. Ever.
No.
I don't think they've ever played sober.
No.
Not in a
probably
long
not.
time. Since they were 13 or something.
Right.
Oh my God.
All right.
Okay, you guys. We're gonna.
I had a great time playing with Steve.
Yeah, we are going to.
we have no riffs.
We are going.
Fuck no.
One
We're
riff
go-
we got her on the guitar.
We're gonna wrap it up. Episode 105.
Oh, it's Cat's
Stl
birthday.
MyCityMyMusic.com. Soldier by Blood.
Day
Conquest.
to you.
Aw.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear cat. Happy birthday to you.
Woo! Yeah.
Hey, just think, you're at the age where in 20 years you won't even care.
I'll be dead. We will see you next week.
All right. What a
We're going to
great
go
show.
out with a little "The World Has Gone to Hell" because I made it this long. So, yes.
That's
Yeah. Thank you, Tweezy.
You made him go this long.
That's right. She made me go this long. That's pretty long.
That's what she said.
Why is it not playing?
That's what she said. Ah.
Why is it not playing?
I don't know.
Because you want it to.
Because YouTube don't want you to.
Oh,
Because
because
it's
I got the
your
wrong one
birthday.
on.
Let's take that picture.
We got to take a picture.
the prophecies.